When when our people was isolated and mass detained and gradually dying, and birth rates was because of the forced sterilization, they are declining and abolishing their language, culture, identity. This is all with a convention is genocide. Even though in China,
You're listening to The Divide. My name is Iris Xu. This is a show about the differences between perspectives, ideologies, and decisions. But in today's program, I'm exploring the distinctions between right and wrong. Growing up, one of my favorite TV shows was The West Wing, an American political drama that centers around the White House staff and the Democratic president, Josiah Bartlet. And there was a quote by President Bartlet during his presidential debate with his opponent, where he says, "Every once in a while, there's a day with an absolute right and an absolute wrong, but those days almost always include body counts." And today's program is about one of those moments. The following program contains descriptions of violence and sexual assault. Please listen at your own discretion.
my name is Ilshat Kokbore. I'm a Uyghur. I live in the United States. I was part of all Uyghur human rights or freedom movement since I starting when I was in East Turkistan, Chinese called Xinjiang, Chinese government called Xinjiang. When I was a teacher, since that time I started struggle for the rights of Uyghur, equal rights of Uyghur. So that's the reason I have to leave. I came to U.S. 2006. Since then, I joined the World Uyghur Congress, Uyghur American Association. I was president of Uyghur American Association back a few years. Currently, I am the vice chair of Executive Committee of World Uyghur Congress. I'm still very active. Just months ago, I was organizing a demonstration in front of the Chinese embassy to commemorate 35 years of the Baran massacre.
Dr. Ilshat Kokbore is a Uyghur rights activist based in Virginia, United States. Today, there are about 11 million Uyghurs, a mostly Muslim Turkic-speaking ethnic group, living in northwestern region of Xinjiang. Since the late 1990s, Dr. Kokbore has advocated for Uyghur rights stemming from his experience as a lecturer in chemical engineering at a university where he taught in Chinese to Uyghur and Kazakh students. It was during this time, universities in Xinjiang banned teaching in Uyghur language.
Because starting from the late 90s in the university, I was a lecturer in a college teaching chemical engineering subject to Chinese students, teaching Chinese language to Uyghur Kazakh students. And since late 90s, the all college and university stopped to using Uyghur language to teach some subject. So which caused a lot of Uyghur teachers have to leave their position because of they can't teach in Chinese language. Actually, that policy didn't affect me because I was educated in Chinese language education system. But my colleague, my Uyghur fellows, they were in my college. We have around 15 Uyghur teachers, and the rest of them was relocated to other jobs. For example, to in the logistic and the students' dorms no more teaching job for them. So I felt this is unfair. And with the autonomous regions regulation, with Chinese constitution, we have the right to use Uyghur language as education. So I wrote for them petition letter. I raised my voice, concern about the Uyghur language education. And so the government wasn't happy. And I also always outspoken about the communist policy, so they disliked me. I was a few times interrogated because of my association with some other Uyghur friends who are the Chinese government arrested, sentenced, labeling them as separatist or terrorist. So I was constantly under surveillance and I was interrogated and tortured. In late 2002, one of the Uyghur who works for the Chinese police department, the political branch, he told me, Ilshat, you have to leave. He said, if you are not leaving, eventually they will arrest you or get rid of you. So I decided to leave. It's a risky decision at the time because after your 15 years career as a lecturer, I love the teaching job, but I have to leave if I want to be alive. Now I know I made a right decision, even if it's at that time they didn't put me to death. Definitely in the genocide started in 17, they will get rid of me.
What happened in 2017? It was the year the world found out that the Chinese government has imprisoned more than 1 million people in the region and subjected those who are not detained to intense surveillance, religious restrictions, forced labor, and forced sterilizations. Many countries have come to the conclusion that China's action constitute genocide, and a UN report said they could amount to crimes against humanity. And the most notorious practice of all these is the re-education camps. And according to research, an estimated 800,000 to 2 million Uyghurs and other Muslims, including ethnic Kazakhs and Uzbeks, are subject to arbitrary detentions in these camps.
Starting in 2017, the Chinese government, actually it's late 2016, mass detained Uyghurs, Kazakhs, and they're rounding up in village by village, in the cities, street by street, all Uyghurs. It doesn't matter you are the communist or you are the employee of the government. Everyone have to go through the re-education camp. Almost all Uyghur. And with estimate from U.S. State Department, I remember it's in 2018, around 1 million to 2 million. But later in 2022, we have the police file leaked from China, the Xinjiang police file. From that, my estimate is because at that time, the security chief, he gave a speech in that he mentioned within the Uyghur have 2 million religion extremists, another 2 million nationalistic extremism. So even you excluded the overlap with these two groups, 2 million, at least it should be 3 million Uyghur was in the concentration camp, including my two sisters, confirmed. I have 3 sisters. I have mother left over there with them all since 2016, August. I am incommunicado. No any connection, no any news about them. And only in 2021, I heard from a New Yorker journalist, 2 of my sisters was in a concentration camp in Kuitun City. And one sister with her husband, elder daughter, 3 of them in that concentration camp. My eldest sister also with them together. That means in my family confirmed is 4 is in that concentration camp. Other than them, my younger sister, and my elder sister's 2 kids, my younger sister's family, my mother, all I don't know anything about them until today. I keep inquiring. I try to contact them. I even reached out to my Chinese dissident friends, asked them if they can know any information. And one of my Hui Muslim friend, he tried to help me know any information. And of course, all Uyghur, their friend with me, they tried to find out. And most of them came back telling me, it seems your family is very sensitive something, so they can't, unable to find out your mother or your sister's any information. So basically in Chinese saying, they are 人间蒸发. You don't know anything about them. They are just like evaporated. We don't know. I hope no news is good news. That's the only hope keeps me confident with hoping. Other than that, no, nothing.
And I asked Dr. Kokbore when was the last time he spoke to his family?
August 2016. I remember that's August, if I'm not wrong. But I'm sure it's 2016. 8 years incommunicado. Nothing. I did try to call numbers and it's empty, or say you are wrong number. Nothing come out from the phone number. So I just give it up. It seems like something blockade. I call it the black hole. The whole East Turkistan, in Chinese government's term, Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, is become an information black hole. They only allow some news out which is sensitized and which is complies with the Chinese propaganda terms. So that's the only news you can find out. And in that news, it doesn't matter video or audio. You only can see the Uyghur laughing, singing, dancing. It seems like Uyghur, other than dancing, singing, have nothing to do. We are a human being. We have, according to the Chinese government censor, we have 12 million Uyghur, 12 million people. We have scientists, we have singer, we have dancer, we have farmers, we have others. We are not only singing and dancing.
On April 22nd, 2024, the U.S. State Department released its country reports on human rights practices. According to the report, after 7 years since the world discovered the mass internment camps, China continues to carry out genocide and crimes against humanity against predominantly Muslim Uyghurs and members of other ethnic and religious minorities in Xinjiang. Upon finishing reading these reports, I'm left in disbelief and horror, and I asked Mr. Kokbore whether he knows what's happening in the internment camps.
What happened in those camps, I heard from camp survivors. Everything is happening over there. And with that, my sisters, the concentration camp, the New Yorker journalist, they get my sister's information from a Kazakh lady. She was with my sister together in that concentration camp for a while until, I believe, October 2018. So eventually I got that lady's phone number. I called her, asked her, what is the condition? And she told me a few things. One, my elder sister with her was in the same cell, and every day my sister speaks fluent Chinese like me. She was educated in Chinese, but they have to everyday rigid rules, study Chinese, sing the red songs, and basically indoctrinate them 24 hours under the surveillance. And the lady told me my elder sister was every day is crying. She's a single mother with 2 kids. I don't know her 2 kids' whereabouts. According to the lady, she was with my elder sister in the same cell. My elder sister is already mentally broken. She's crying every day. And she told me another one thing is my second sister in that concentration camp, she has heart problems. A few times she passed out in the flag-raising ceremony in that concentration camp. And when my elder sister and her husband, her daughter, tried to help her, the police is using the sticks on their hands and beating away her husband and dragging my sister away from that place. And it happened a few times, she told me. And it's very painful. You hear that. And another one in the New Yorker, the report, it's a lengthy report. In that report, concentration administrative, the high boss from communists told my sister and her family, your problem is your brother, which means me. And until he dies, your problem will not be solved. And so after I hear that, the guiltiness, the unable to help, which tortures me almost every day when I'm thinking of it. Another one thing is, most recently, one Chinese lady, she was an officer in Kashgar in police department. She told me the Chinese police, when they came to work at night shift, before they came to office, they took some sexual booster medicine. And then after around midnight, they will choose which Uyghur lady in that concentration camp they want to have sex and bring them, which is unthinkable for me, because I have the sisters confirmed in concentration camp. I know their daughters, and all of my sister's kid is, most of them are girls. So it is very painful to hear that. And other than what I heard directly related to my sister, or I heard from witness who escaped from the concentration camp, their testimony was also very brutal to hear it, and painful. Rape, mass rape, everything, and torture, electric torture, everything is over there. And Uyghur was suffering. And from other side, you also can find it from a lot of Uyghur, after released from concentration camp, they died a few days later, or few weeks later, or few months later. And some released the leaked out video, we can see somebody come out from the concentration camp. They can't stand, they can't walk. Even some cannot recognize their family member. We don't know what they went through. It's a lawless place. Torture people, rape, forced labor, everything. That's what's happening inside the concentration camp. Not enough food, no privacy, no water, no enough space to even sleep, and the torture, everything, rape, and the forced sterilization to the woman, forced feeding of some unknown medicine. We don't know what medicine. This is common from all the concentration camp survivors. They were fed unknown medicine, didn't tell them what it is. And a few young lady came to U.S. and they told us they can't have kids anymore.
After speaking with Mr. Kokbore, I find myself sitting in the studio alone for hours, unable to move or process the horror that is happening to Uyghur people. At the end of our conversation, Mr. Kokbore left me with something. He says, injustice to one person is injustice to everyone. Supporting Uyghur is not only supporting Uyghurs, you are supporting the humanity. Thank you for listening. My name is Iris Xu. This episode of The Divide is produced by Radio Taiwan International.